welcome to Live and Let's Dice. I'm Beanie and I'm here with
Rapid.
And we're going to be playing some Warhammer 40K 10th edition. Today I will be bringing the Tau.
And I will be bringing the Tyranids.
And the Tau are going to win.
No, they're not.
They are. And today's battle will be held in the Damocles cluster on an agri-world called Bather. And the Tyranids will be rampaging across the land to get the biomass of the Tau. And what we are bringing to the table today is I will be bringing the Farsight Enclaves led up by the one, the only Farsight, with his big old sword and his lovely flowery base. Next to him to help get the troops in line is a Cadra Fireblade, who is nowhere near as good as he was in 9th edition, but he is still pretty excellent at leading a squad and giving them a little bit of extra shooting, and if you're lucky enough to have enough points for enhancements, you can really tank up the power of the squad. Alas, not today for me. And going with them, we have a Devilfish troop carrier that has 2 invisible seeker missiles on it, and they will be launched once per game and hopefully kill something this time. In front of them, I have a little squad of stealth suits, just to get up the midboard and do a little bit of shooting and hopefully be able to mark some targets for the big boys. And talking to big boys, or big girls in this sense, we have Cynthia, one of my favourite models in the Tau collection, although I played a test game with her the other day and she failed me so bad. So bad. But it's okay, today she will shine. Next to that, I have Gunny and Barrett, my 2 broadside battlesuits, and if you're noticing that there are no drones today, that is because since the move to my new house, I do not know where the drones are. So they are imaginary drones. So just take into account everyone's basically going to have shield drones, except for the odd person might have a marker drone. I will point it out as we go along. To go with the broadsides, Gunny and Barrett, we have a 3-man squad of Crisis. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's a large, eclectic, load of different weapons. It's not. They are going with the cyclic ion blasters. These just happen to be the ones I painted. Let's see if I can blow up my own brain with 9 hazard tests between them. Should be quite entertaining. And then behind, we have a 10-man squad of Pathfinders with 2 rail rifles and a grenade launcher on the Sergeant, or the Shazwi. And next to them, we have the last bit of my army, which is a 10-man squad of Breachers, who are Guavessa. So hopefully I'm going to get those shotguns up the field and shoot some horrible Tyranids. So that is 990 points. I was 10 under getting to the 1,000. So technically Rapid has already won the game, but we might as well play it out and see how we go, eh? Let's go and have a look to see what the Tyranids can bring. Okay, Rapid, why don't you tell me what you're bringing to the table? It looks like bugs.
Bugs, yes. I brought a crushed stampede of bugs.
Ooh.
And starting off in the middle, my warlord is the Swarm Lord.
Yeah.
So I bought this guy because he's just an absolute beatstick, and also he gives me a CP every turn, which is great.
That is really great.
Yeah, it's very great. So starting on the left-hand side, we've got a squad of 3 Raveners. I love these guys, bringing them up from Deep Strike, and then 7 attacks each. They just blend through things.
Wow, that's a lot of attacks.
Yes. And then there's that single Ripper Swarm in front there, which I'm hopefully going to use for a bit of screening.
Hello!
Okay. And then behind then is a Screamer Killer, which has got the Bioplasmic Scream and the Talons and just all the blending all the time.
Okay, fantastic. And behind the Swarm Lord, there seems to be, oh, my favourite.
Yeah, Gene Stealers, they've gone down in points, which I thought was quite crazy, actually. I love these guys. Originally, I was meant to bring some more Raveners, but then I thought, nah, they've gone down in points. It'd be rude not to.
I agree.
So that's them. And then at the back, then we've got the Exocrine or Creen, however you want to say it. Love this thing. -3, 3 damage shots. It's just brilliant.
Ooh, if I was bringing Terminators, that would be really horrible.
Exactly, yeah. And up on a 5, you got a chance to kill them.
Yeah, very much.
The next one then is a squad of Zoanthropes, you know, the kind of psychic last cannons, which I love. I always seem to roll really badly on these.
You do?
And they just don't do anything. But I persevere and bring them along anyway. And then in front then is another little base of Gribblies.
Oh, little
hopefully a bit more screening. We like to touch, we do. That was probably an inappropriate accent, I apologise. And then finally another Screamer Killer. These have gone down in points from the last date slate, and I just love them. I know they're not as good as they could be, but they're just silly.
Well, with the Crusher Stampede, as long as they get a little bit wounded, they are hitting on 3s, and they could potentially get a +1 to wound as well if they're really wounded.
Yeah.
So that should be pretty fantastic. How many points is it?
995.
Oh, you're winning by 5 whole points. Okay, guys, I know this is, again, moot, but we will play it out, see how it goes. Maybe I can win with 5 points less, maybe I can't. We'll see.
You can use that as an excuse here.
It's already in, locked, and on camera. That is an excuse. Okay, so we are going to roll some dice, sort out deployment, and we will show you what mission we are doing. Today's mission will be Take and Hold. This is your standard cookie cutter. Have 1 objective, get 5 VP. Have 2 objective, get 10. And if you have more than your opponent, you get 15. We'll be playing on the deployment of Hammer and Anvil, so hopefully I'll have a little bit of time to shoot in before I get completely chewed. Now, let's get to deployment. Okay, so here we are after deployment, and I have Gunny and Barrett and the Pathfinders on the left flank. In the centre of the board is Cynthia, who's creating a scary little avenue down there and down here. If you want to come into those areas, you're going to get shot by the longest range gun in the Tau army. And on the right flank, we have a Devilfish that has 10 breaches and a Cadra Fireblade in. For the rest of my army, they are in the sky, so we have Farsight and the Crisis. However, in response, we have the Tyranids. We have a Screamer Killer who's very not subtly hiding behind this wall, planning to run forward and eat some face. We have the Exocrine at the back, who will be able to leap to either the left or the right to be able to shoot at whomever they like, really. On the middle objective by here, we have the Gene Stealers, who absolutely want to eat some face. And I forgot to mention that I have some stealth guys hiding behind this giant hill by here. Yes, they're hiding right down there, being all stealthy. And by here we have the Swarm Lord and the Brain Bugs, whose real name I cannot remember. And on the left flank for you, we have the remaining Screamer Killer, who is going to come running around the side. And let's not forget, Little Ripper Swarms. Little Ripper Swarms.
Some Raveners in the ground, ready to pop up.
Ooh. Yes.
Well, actually more like...
That's exactly what they sound like. Okay, so let us go into our roll-off now to see who will be going first. So, coming around. I rolled a 6, and then, in the excitement, managed to click the button to turn off the camera. So, what will Rapid get?
A 1, probably.
A 3! You are half as good as me. I will be going first, and hopefully I will shoot some face. Okay, the cards have been drawn and I have landed. Overwhelming Force, kill something that's on an objective. Area Denial, essentially I need to take the mid-board and not have any of his people in the mid-board by the end of my turn. That should be doable for me, so I might be able to get a sweet 5 VP. And then the other one is Bring It Down. It's time to kill some big things and maybe? I can't really see anything, but I'll certainly try. Okay, so after the movement phase, everything in my army is shuffled up, apart from Cynthia, who's far too busy being delicious, holding the backfield objective and just causing me a nice bit of defense in the middle. Focus. Focus, damn it. There we go. And on the far right, my Devilfish has rushed forward and dropped out my breaches and my Cadra Fireblade with the attempt to hold that objective. Because I want to get area denial, I hop, skip, and jumped my stealth boys up onto this top part of the objective. And I know you might be thinking you shouldn't put objectives on top of terrain pieces, but we have, and it looks really, really cool, so we're quite happy with that. And on this side, the Pathfinders have moved up to take this objective, and a few of them can spy a bit of a Screamer Killer over here. Is that a Screamer Killer?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Weirdly, the broadsides will be the ones that will be the observer unit here, because they can't quite hit, but they can see it. So they are going to observe for the Pathfinders, and I've only got 2 or 3 shots here, but the 2 on the side, if you notice, are rail rifles. So these will be hitting on 4s. That's 1 hit, 1 miss. It is strength 10 versus toughness 10, I believe.
No, toughness 9.
Okay, so 3s to wound. Engine has begun. Yeah, okay, so moving swiftly on. So we're going to move over to the Devilfish, who has 2 Seeker missiles, and he can see all the way down to this guy. So we will be back in a second once I've actually looked up what the profile of a Seeker missile is. So we're going to have 2 shots, hitting on 4, strength 14, -3, d6 + 1. Yay! 1 hit, 1 hit. And it'll be wounding on the 3s. And it did wound!
Okay, so I get a 5-up save then. Come on. Uh-oh.
Excellent. This starts me off with a d6 + 1 damage for the big 6. Ooh, that's going to hurt your exocrine.
She's down to 8 wounds.
That is very nice for me, and that actually is the end of my shooting phase. So I will tote up my scores, and it will go on to Tyranids. Turn 1. Okay, at the start of Tyranids turn 1, we have drawn the 3 cards, and we have an engage on all fronts. So we need to get into all the different quadrants, or 3 of the quadrants, to score some points. Might be a bit of a struggle for turn 1, but definitely doable in turn 2. Attempting target, he has to pick an objective, or I have to pick an objective, and if he controls it at the end of the turn, then fantastic, he gets points. I have chosen this objective, he is rather far away from it, so hopefully he won't get that. And next to that, everybody's favourite boring objective, deploy teleport Homer. And since the balance state is like, things like Ripper Swarms can no longer do this, which is a bit unfortunate, but Rapid will see what he can do after his movement phase. After turn 1, Tyranids movement, they have come forward. So we've got a Screamer Killer over here that has come forward with his friends that have brains behind him. Up the middle, we have the Swarm Lord, who is hopefully going to be making some charges, I imagine, soon, and eating some small people's faces. The Exocrine is moved around, ready to get a shot off, I believe, at Gunny and Barrett over in that corner.
Yes, please.
The Screamer Killer got a 6 on his advance, and now is eyeing up these chaps for the next turn, so either I'm going to have to kill him immediately, or it's all going to go Pete Tong. And I believe that actually is the entirety of... Oh, no. I'm sorry, folks. I have forgotten. And the Gene Stealers, oh, the lovely Gene Stealers, are right in the middle, ready to come around that corner and eat whomever they enjoy. Now we are going to go into the shooting phase. And Rapid, where would you like to start your shooting?
Let's start with the Screamer Killer that's directly beneath the camera.
Hello.
As it has an assault weapon.
Okay, and how many shots are we looking at?
D6 + 3. Is that squad?
As 10, so it would be D6 + 5 if it's got blast.
Okay, so...
So we've got 9 shots. Not bad. Not at all bad.
Strength 8.
Toughness 12.
Right, okay, so 2s.
Yes, 2s.
Okay, so that is 6 at -2, please.
Okay, I have 6 dice by here. They will be getting a cover save, some of them, so this will be on a 3, and you said -2,
yes.
So 5s.
1 damage each.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them are now dead, being yelled at by a giant bug. So we are going to rinse and repeat on my squishy little infantry, and this Screamer Killer is going to yell at this squad of breachers. So again, we're looking at D6 + 5. So 8. It's not terrible.
No.
Do you come here often?
Occasionally. A few fucking weirdos live around here, really.
Well, there was no need to swear, was there? And I'm not that weird. I'm a little bit.
4s.
Not as great. So we've got 4 hits, good counting me. 2s.
Oh.
So that is 4 wounds.
-2, but -1.
-1, so we have 4 5-ups to make here. I make 2, so only 2 of these gentlemen have their brains popped by a horrible scream. Do you have any other shooting?
Yes, I've got Zoanthropes to shoot, and then I've got the Exocrine to shoot. So I can go for the Zoanthropes now if you want to.
Yes, let's do it.
So they're going to go into your floaty tanky thingy-jiggy.
Oh. Into my devilfish.
Yes.
How dare you?
Yes.
So how many attacks do these guys? Because they have different profiles, don't they?
Yeah, so they've got Witchfire or Focus Witchfire. So I'm going to go for the Focus Witchfire, which means I get 1 shot each. Hitting on 3s. It's Strength 12, -3, and D6 + 1.
And is it hazardous?
It is not.
Ah.
But I get lethal hits.
Pooh.
So.
And we.
No lethal hits. Oh dear.
1 hit.
I may CP one of them.
You sure?
No.
Oh, well, that didn't take much to convince him.
What's your toughness?
What, the tank? 9.
Okay, so 3s then. Massive 1.
Okay, and it's -3, I'm guessing.
Yes.
So I get cover because it's shooting through something. So this will be -2. So he has a 5-up save. That's a 2. So it's D6 + 1, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, big old 5. That's pretty good. So he's taking 5 wounds. I believe he starts on 13. So I think he is down to 8 because for some reason they are basically rhinos on steroids.
Yeah.
And that is all your shooting done, isn't it?
No.
Oh, the exocrine.
Yeah. Exocrine's going into gunning bad, so I put my finger in front of the camera.
That's okay. Give me 1 second just to put the wound markers down, because otherwise I will forget what it is and pretend like I never got wounded.
Cheater.
So the bioplasmic cannon of the exocrine is going to line up a shot with Gunny and Barrett on that flank. And, well, for me, I hope it doesn't hit. But we will see how well the Tyranids can aim. What is it hitting on?
Well, I get D6 + 3 shots, so let's roll that first.
For a nice 7. It's very nice, right down the middle.
Yeah. Okay, so I moved, so I don't get the +1, as it's a heavy weapon, so this will hit on 3s.
Wow, so not bad.
Well, you say that, and my rolling is not that great.
Well, you only missed with 3 of them. There's still 4 big smackaroonies. Strength?
8.
Okay, so this will be wounding on 3s.
Okay, so 3 at -3, please.
Okay, so it's going over cover lines, so it's going to be -2. They
Yep.
have a 2-up save, so this will be on a 4. Come on, Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. And that is 3 damage, I believe?
Yep.
Okay, so either Gunny or Barrett will now be down to 7 wounds because each of them have 2 shield drones, which makes them surprisingly tanky with 10 wounds each. So, after the shots have been fired, this is the end of the Tyranids' turn 2. There are no charges for them to be made. However, they are poised and ready to stab once they move forward. Will I actually have any tactics and maybe cause a roadblock? We'll have to find out. So we will be back with Tau turn 2, and we will figure out how many points Rapid got and have a look at what I've drawn. Okay, so I've drawn 2 new cards. I still had Bring It Down, which I think I might be able to achieve if I get a couple of lucky shots off. I've got Behind Enemy Lines, which is going to be incredibly difficult because those cute little rippers are exactly where you don't want them to be for deploying within 9 inches. So Farsight and his posse will very much struggle to get their guns to bear where I want them to be, which is in his back lines. And on top of that, I also have Investigate Signals, which, again, is one of those ones where you've got to stand people in a corner and do something and they're not allowed to shoot or have any fun. Now, my problem with this in a 1,000-point game is that you don't exactly have enough units to sacrifice them to do this kind of thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend 1 CP of the 3 I have to get rid of this one, and I'm going to draw Storm Hostile Objective. Damn, that's not a great one either, but we'll see how it goes, whether the Tauvar can beat back the Tyranids. So I'm going to go and do some moving. So we did forget one thing, and that is that when a Screamer Killer shouts and blows off your head, you then have to take a Battle Shock test. And at the end of the movement phase for the Tau, we have again shuffled up and moved into better firing lines. Gunny and Barrett are moving towards this objective, and his brave Pathfinder friends have taken the front line ready to possibly be eaten by a Screamer Killer. They probably won't enjoy that, but they do need to defend their bigger, badder brothers. My stealth team have jumped up onto the top of this mountain, not only to look cool, but ready to shoot down and hopefully get some fusion blaster pain onto a certain Swarm Lord. Further to that, the very brave Devilfish has jumped in the way to make the Swarm Lord's ability to get to that objective a little bit tougher, and hopefully be able to do some incidental fire and maybe plink off a wound or 2. And then, to finish it all off, Commander Farsight and his Crisis brothers have fallen down right into that area, and they are going to hopefully do some significant melting with their cyclic ion blasters and his high-powered fusion. And if that doesn't work, maybe they'll get a charge, and maybe they'll stab someone. We don't know yet, but we are going to find out. So I'm going to quickly figure out who's going to be the markers, the observers, and who's going to be the guiders for this army, and hopefully I will kill a few things. Okay, folks, after spending inordinate amount of time trying to figure out who's going to be the guided and the observant.
Long time.
It was. Rapid has actually aged terribly and now is entirely grey. My Pathfinders are going to observe twice because of their target upload ability for Gunny and Barrett and for Farsight and his cool crew, and they're all going against the Screamer Killer. So these two units are going to get a +1 to hit against the Screamer Killer. On top of that, the stealth team up here are going to be a guider, be the observer unit for Farsight again against the Gene Stealers. Now, from reading the rules, it doesn't say anything that you can't guide a unit twice on different units. It does say that you can't guide an observer unit. So, as the rules are written, I think you can do this, but if I can't, please tell me in the comment section, because this is the only way I'm going to learn, and learning is cool. Over here, the Cadra Fireblade can see a Swarmlord and is going to guide for the Devilfish, because I'm hoping to get some hilarious incidental fire that will plink off many of his big old wounds, and he'll really enjoy that. The Lord of the Hive getting himself completely battered in by a transport. And Cynthia is there just to shoot at whomever she wants, not guided by anyone, because she don't need no man. So we are going to go on to the shooting phase. I'm going to gather up some dice and we'll be right back. So we are going to kick off the shooting phase with Gunny and Barrett as a guided unit are going to shoot into the Screamer Killer. It will be 12 shots of their high-yield missiles hitting on 3s. Not the best, but not terrible. And you? And okay, these are strength 7, so they're going to be wounded on 5s, but they are twin-linked because they have 2 fists worth of missiles each. So that's a good thing, because so far I've got 1 wound. There we are, that's a little bit better, that's a bit more respectable. That is 3 wounds. You will not be getting a cover save because there is a marker light in the Pathfinder unit, so this will be on a 3-up. And you made them all, how dare you. Well, that was upsetting. I expected a little bit more from them there. Okay, so now we are going to shoot their twin missile pods that they both have on their shoulders, which will be 3 shots each, hitting on 3s. And they will be wounding on 5s, and again are twin-linked. Ooh. So 3 2-ups, if you would. Amazing. There we are, so 3 wounds from the incidental fire. This is why you always shoot your little guns, including your bolt pistols, kids, because sometimes silly things happen. Next thing we're going to go on to is going to be the biggest, the baddest. Her name is Cynthia, and she has 6 shots. And she'll be hitting on 4s, and she is going to hazardous this gun. So, if I roll a 1, she will take 3 wounds for the privilege.
Yeah, boy.
Right, so these will be hitting on 4s. She hit 3 times. She did average. Hooray! And this will be wounding on 5s, and there is no rerolls here. That's 1 wound. Is -4.
So I do get a cover save on this, yeah?
Yeah, so it'll be -3, so 5-up.
5-up, come on, come on, come on.
Excellent, that is 4 damage for you.
I might CP that.
Are you sure?
You're about to shoot with loads of other stuff on.
I am, absolutely tons.
Okay, it's down to 3 wounds.
Down to 3 wounds. So next thing that's going to shoot is, because Cynthia is able to have 2 missile pods with her, I just need to quickly check how many shots that will be. I believe it's 4, but I wouldn't want to roll it and get it wrong, and then for Rapid to call me a big cheating pants.
You do that, eh?
After consulting the rules, it is 2 shots hitting on 5s from the drones. Hey, that showed up weirdly.
These are not the dice you had the other day, Beanie.
No, they were appalling. Okay, but they are wounding on the big old 5s.
Oh, see?
Double wound, and it's -2. So -1, so 2 3-ups, I believe. But you made them both.
Thankfully.
Yes. And now the small missile pods on the back, it will be 3 shots hitting on the 4s. 2 hits. It will be 5s to wound, but it will be re-rolling. So 1 wound, no minus, so a 2-up save for you. Oh, that's the opposite of what I wanted to see. Okay, Cynthia, you did some wounds. This is a lot more than you did in a game that we had off camera, but I am very proud of you, and hopefully I'll be able to finish off the Screamer Killer Well, I made a bit of a mistake there, and I really should have played the grenade strat with the Pathfinders, which I shot off camera and managed to do 0 wounds with. I think if I'd actually remembered that, I'd have buyed him off with some mortal wounds. However, we live and occasionally we learn, so we are now going to move on to my crisis suit. And as everybody knows, splitting fire is easily the best option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of the crisis into the Screamer Killer along with Farsight, and then one of them is going to go into the Gene Stealers. So this will be a lot of shots hitting on 3s, and they're all hazardous. So after this, there's a good chance I'll kill the entire squad with hazardous tests. So we're going to go over to the dice tray, and we're going to see what happens when I roll 18 dice into the face of a Screamer Killer. Okay, so 3s. I did miss a fair few. Okay, but that's fine. Who needs to hit? Well, I did. But, so this is going to be 5s to wound with the strength 8 guns. I got 3 wounds. That isn't fabulous, I won't lie. So 3 at -2, so 3 4-ups, I believe.
Yes. How many wounds are they?
2, so he would be dead.
I'm going to CP one of them.
He's very much dead. Does he go mad with power? He very nearly did. So through the firepower of the Crisis Battlesuits, we now have a dead Screamer Killer, which is incredibly important for that flank. However, before I go into the inevitable blowing up of their brains, I still have 9 shots of the other Crisis to put into the Gene Stealers. So again, these will be hitting on 3s. That's a lot better. So, now we will be wounding on 2s, because they are strength 8.
Yep.
And we wound with all of them, so that is 2, 4, 6, 7 at -2.
Oh.
So how many did you fail?
4.
Okay, so there's 4 dead.
Yay.
So there's, what, 1 left?
Yeah.
Excellent, that went fabulously for me. However, Farsight did not get to shoot his gun because he was clearly planning to kill the Screamer Killer in a dramatic fashion, but didn't have to. So now it is time for me to roll a hazardous test.
If you could kindly die a lot, that would be great.
Okay, so we are going to do these one at a time. Good start. Excellent. Okay, so that is the first guy did not kill his squad. No. Whoa. Okay, it's 3 left to go. This is still enough to do 9 damage to me.
Oh.
I did not fail a single hazardous test. Huzzah for the shopkeep. I am very pleased. The Crisis Battlesuit are pretty much paid for themselves with the damage that they have done. This flank is looking a little bit anemic for the forces of the Hive Mind, but now it is time for my stealth team to do a little bit of damage of their own.
Yes.
But wait, where have the Crisis gone? They have spent 2 CP and they have used Strike and Fade. After they finish shooting, they can make up a normal move, and they have moved their 10 inches into this corner because I have the card behind enemy lines. So I might as well try and get 2 VP, and it means they get a little bit of cover when the Exocrine, who very much misses his Screamer Killer friend, is going to shoot them, I assume, a lot in the face. So hopefully that will net me some points and they won't fully die. Right, so into the next lot of shooting we have the stealth suits who are going to put everything down into this lone Gene Stealer. Now I did consider splitting the fire and having myself a fusion blaster into the Swarmlord, but I thought if I do that it'll go completely wrong and I'll cry. So instead I'm going to roll 8 dice. They will be hitting on 4s because they are not guided. Oh, they'll be hitting on 5s. Oh no, they're shooting against the unit they guided against.
Yes.
Apologies. This will be hitting on 4s. So they get 3 hits. Good work, gents. And it's strength 5, so it's going to be wound on 3s. 2 wounds, no AP.
5 up in rounds.
Failed one, made one, so it's down to 1 wound.
Yeah.
And now the fusion gun. It does not hit. So that means that there is a single Gene Stealer lurking about who is very angry. Not pleased at all by what has been going on this day.
No.
However, we do have a little bit of shooting left to do. And it's going to be the Devilfish into the Swarmlord. And I need to quickly check how many shots he's got because I never thought he would live this long. So the devilfish has finished all of its shooting, which I did off camera because it is incidental fire, and I actually managed to get a wound through the accelerator burst cannon. So if anything, all I've done is make an incredibly angry swarm lord who's going to probably charge forward and murderate them. But that is the end of my turn because I have no one left to shoot with, there is no one left to move with, so all I need to do is tally up my points and then it's back onto the hive mind with their turn 2. And at the start of Tyranids turn 2, we have a very happy Rapid who got area denial, because that's something that he really feels he can do right now. Yeah, the cards are not being kind to him, but he is close enough to pretty much eat most of my army now. I've had my fun, and it's time I should run. So at the end of the Tyranids movement phase, we have seen a Screamer Killer come rampaging up next to this piece of fallen Titan, ready to kill some Guavessa breachers, who are stood there quaking in their booties. And then behind them, the rustling under the ground, and out come the Ravagers, with their claws and, I believe, 7 attacks each? Yep. That's going to be really, really horrible. But we will wait and see, because the Tau are strong and do not care. The brain bugs are hiding in this ruins, ready to shoot out against that devilfish who has insulted their lord so greatly. The Ravager got a very good advance roll and has managed to get up on top of that rock to stare down at Farsight and his kindred brethren.
Just to say, Ripper Swarms.
What did I call them?
Ravagers. I mean, they sound better.
Oh, yes. What he said. Yes, the Ripper Swarms. The X-Cron, I believe, has just stood still because he has the +1 hit for standing still, which is very good because he's got quite a commanding sight of the board at the moment. He's able to shoot up the devilfish, go down against the broadsides if needs be, and if he just wants to shoot a stealth team, he's more than welcome. But talking of the stealth team, who are not going to have a very good time, we have Gene Stealer, who is running up the wall with his 1 wound, ready to jump up here with a 5-inch charge, basically, to get into engagement range with these boys. And not just that, there is a Swarm Lord, who is going to chop the ever-loving pie out of them, and run up this wall and murder them. So, they're not particularly pleased by what's going to happen here, but they will stand as strong as they can, and hopefully hold that objective for another turn, but that is very much a big hope. Now, from what I understand from Rapid's tactical plan, he wants to start pressuring all the flanks, essentially, so he can basically just round me into a corner and murder me. And I'm a little bit of afraid that that might work. So what we're going to do now is go into the psychic phase. Hey, there is no psychic phase anymore. So what we're going to do instead is go into the shooting phase, and where would you like to kick off?
I suppose I should actually do the battle shock test on that Gene Stealer, actually, thinking about it.
Oh yeah, of course, because he's lost all of his buddies.
I get 3d6 because it's next to the Swarm Lord.
Okay.
He's okay. Yep.
No battle shock problems there for the Gene Stealer. But we will put a battle shock token next to it, which were provided to us by Greystag Gaming. Go and check out his website. It's fantastic. These come in 3 different colours and they're all magnetised and fantastic. And he's a lovely chap with an excellent beard. So the Exocrine is using
Swarm Guided Salvos,
which will mean that my squad in the corner with Farsight will no longer be able to get the benefit of cover. And behind this lovely Titan face, which was lovingly painted for us by Gary B. Thank you very much, Gary B, for painting up the lovely Titan terrain that we have at the moment. So I believe it's a D6 plus 3 shots from the giant gun, which name escapes me.
Bioplasmic Cannon.
That's a great name. Okay, let's see what you can do. You get 5, that's a nice one, so 8 big old shots.
Yep, and because it stayed still, got the heavy keyword, I get a +1, so this hits on 2s.
All hits? Oh no, nearly all hits.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got 7 hits there.
Strength 8.
Toughness 5.
Okay, so 3s. Oh, spicy.
Okay, so
that would be 6 at -3.
Okay, so these guys have a 4-up shield generator for free these days, which is great. But not when you roll like that. Okay, so it's 3 damage a pop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to spend my 1 CP here to see if I can get a 4. I get the 4, so this kills 1.5 chaps, because they have 6 wounds thanks to all of them having shield drones. So you've managed to kill off a boy, which is pretty good, because they are pretty much the hammer and anvil of my army. Okay, we will come back onto the next part of the rapid shooting phase. So the Swarm Lord is egging up his torrent weapon and he's going to vomit down some damage into the Pathfinders. So how much damage are we looking at? It is a strength 5 weapon. It's -2 and 2 damage or -1 2 damage.
Yep, D6 plus 3 auto hits.
Whoa. Low, low, low.
Ah, 5 auto hits then.
Still better than a kick in the nadges.
Most things are.
That's very true, actually. It's a very silly expression.
Only 2?
Yes, only 2, because they are toughness 3. So 2 at -1, or was it 2?
-1.
Okay, so they get a +1 because they're in cover.
Yes.
So 4 ups. I fail them both. 2 gentlemen are dead, including the guy who was on 2 wounds. So you've killed off what would be the equivalent of their sergeant. And the other one has died, and I believe now they will be on to the battle shock test for next turn. The wiggling power of the brain bugs is charging up to shoot against the devilfish.
So this is 3 shots on 3s.
Oh, very nice.
Lethal hit, so that's an auto wound.
Well, I'm really pleased about that. Thank you.
Strength 12.
Toughness 9.
3s. Okay, so that's another one.
Okay, so 2 wounds at -3, I believe.
Yes.
No cover here, so 6s. Didn't make either, so it's 2d6 plus 2.
Yes.
Easy. You're going to roll really low. No, you did not. That is 12 damage. That is a dead devilfish. Does he explode? He does not, but that is the end of the devilfish, and I cannot believe you killed my magnificent transport. So, starting off with the most important charge of them all, because Rapid decided not to shoot my breaches because he wants to charge them. Let's see how he goes. He needs a 1. He did it 6 times over. Brilliant. The Rippers, for some reason, want to fight my crisis. Okay, so are we going to go Gene Stealers or Swarm Lord first?
I'm going to go for the Gene Stealer.
Okay, so we discussed this, so it would be a 5.
Yes.
Right on the money, but you did knock over the barrel, so I'm going to have to deduct 4 from your charge, because, well, it's my house, my rules, isn't it? Right, Swarm Lord, up there.
Yes.
To accompany his brows.
Also needs a 5.
Okay. He got a 4. CP?
Yeah. It's a 5. Wow. It's a 1.
Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to see the Screamer Killer running around to beat up some breaches.
Yep. Probably should have measured this first. So I need a...
Live measure.
6.
Easy.
No CP.
He made it on a 7. They may not be long for this world. But who knows? Who knows? Well, I know. And then a 9-inch charge coming in here. Will he make that as well?
No.
He definitely did not, and he's already spent his CP. So the Ravagers get to stand there. But, you know, they're in a pretty good place. If you pick up any of the things where you need to get into the backfield now, you are perfectly suited to do so. So where would you like to start this horrible combat? I can't interrupt. So would you like to start with your Ripper?
Yeah! I don't even know how many attacks he's got.
Okay, we'll be back ready to fight with the Ripper versus the Crisis. So here we are with the most important part of the game, the Swipper. The Ripper Swarm is going to be fighting against the Crisis Battlesuit, and it has 6 attacks. Let's see them. With sustained hits 1, I believe?
I think I prefer Swipper Warns, or Ripper Warns.
Yeah, me too.
So 6 attacks on 5 with sustained hit 1. Sustained hits 1.
So 3 hits.
Yes. Wounding on 6s.
You can do it.
Ah.
No wounds. Okay, well, we'll come back to me beating that thing to death in a little bit. Okay, so the Screamer Killer is going to fight against these chaps here. They are not long for this world. So let's go over to the dice tray.
10 attacks on 3s. Not wounded, so don't get any pluses at the moment.
Are those on 4s if he's not wounded?
No, the Screamer Killer hits better.
Oh, okay.
It's the Carnifexes that hit on 4s.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so nothing for 6s. So this is strength 10.
So 6 is to wound. This 2's good, so I was telling Porkies.
So that's 8.
Oh, okay.
No, 7, so I can't count.
Okay, easy. So minus
2.
Okay, so 6s. I make 2 of them, so 5 are dead. Well, there's some left. Hooray! Okay, and after this, so I've got to take 5 away from my breaches, and next is going to be, I assume, Swarmlord. By here, fighting these chaperoonies by there.
Yes, it is.
They have the stealth keyword, but that does not apply in combat, I do not believe. So, no minus. He's hitting on the big old 2s, I assume.
8 attacks on 2s, twin linked.
Ooh, nice.
Spicy.
All hits.
This is strength 9.
Okay, 2s to wound.
So
Re-rolling.
2s and... Oh.
Lucky he's re-rolling, because that is 4 fails.
Oh, still a fail in there. So 7 at -2, please.
Okay, 7, 5-ups for me.
Oh, please die.
Yeah, they're dead. Yeah. I didn't make a single one. So that is the end of my stealth team. That is a shame. They have been gallant and fantastic, but honestly, it's Swarmlord with his giant arms made of swords. They did not stand much of a chance, but they sacrificed themselves for the greater good.
Greater good.
Greater good. Okay, so Farsight, down in the far corner, will be fighting against the Ripper Swarm, raising the Dawn Blade, his cornate blade that he got on the planet of Moloch. Bit evil, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the lore with that. So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Oh, I was hoping for some 1s.
Strength 10, so 2s to wound. All have gone through. It's -2. So you've got a 7-up save now. That is 12 damage to your Ripper Swarm. Okay, so at the end of Rapid's turn, he does not get engaged on all fronts because sadly his Ripper Swarm died in a very avoidable death. And he did
Tyranid death.
It was a Tyranid death. They were hungry and they saw some knees. And on top of that, he did manage to get area denial because he killed off that stealth team, and he is now holding the mid boards. We will now be going into the Tau turn 3. And he has discarded the card Attempting Target because I chose the one by the Pathfinders and he wasn't going that way at all. So now, going into turn 3, Carry-On is now in effect, which means I will have sustained hits 1 on everyone. So at the start of my turn, I've decided to pay for Insane Bravery for these guys because I didn't like trying to risk the Battleshock test when I needed to get the points early on. So they automatically passed their test, and then I did the Battleshock for my Pathfinders in the corner, who managed to pass on an 11. So they are happy and hearty and holding that point. This means I have got 15 points on the primary, which has pushed my score to 40. Yes, to 40. Huzzah! I have drawn my cards for this turn, and I've been given the Tempting Target, and unsurprisingly, Rapid has chosen the Tempting Target as the middle of the board where there is a Swarmlord and a Gene Stealer hiding out behind a rock. I don't think I'm going to score that one, ladies and gentlemen. And on top of that, I got quite lucky, and I got myself Defend Stronghold, so if I can hold this one where Cynthia is currently sitting, and thanks to her big old caboose, I actually think you won't be able to get near enough to the objective to take it from me. I might be able to get myself 3 points there. The other one is Storm Hostile Objective, so if I can get over and charge into your exocrine Rippers, I should be able to take that objective from you. Let's see what happens after my movement phase. So we have just finished my movement phase, and Farsight and his Crisis Boys have come around the corner, ready to hunt down some bugs. The Pathfinders have moved up into an angle so they can get some of the marker lights. And the guided onto the Swarmlord to try and help Cynthia out with her damage, and possibly Gunny and Barrett, and see what they can do there. My squad have managed to fall out of combat and run around that corner to make you have to chase after them a little bit harder. However, Rapid has done an Overwatch versus the Crisis, but he rolled a 2 on a D6 plus 3, so he's got 5. But I believe he wants to CP that to see if he can make that a little bit more spicy.
Yeah, come on, not be a 1.
Twice as good, so was it worth a CP? Probably.
So, yeah.
So we're 7 shots, looking for 6s.
Come on. 2 6s.
Not bad at all. So now we're looking for 3s.
Yes.
Both have gone through, so I'm looking at 2 4-ups. I make one, fail one, so that is a dead guy. That was definitely worth your 2 CP there,
yeah.
I would say, because that is a 70-point model dead in Overwatch. Yeah. Well done, Rapid. That is neutered the shooting effectiveness of that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the Pathfinders to do 2 lots of guiding. One for Gunny and Barrett, and the other for Cynthia against the Swarmlord. We're going to see if we can buy RD off the Swarmlord with shooting alone, which will really, really make Rapid super duper happy. So we're going to go into the shooting phase and start with Cynthia. So Cynthia charges up her Ion Accelerator, shooting into the little cheeky chappy face of a Swarmlord. This will be 6 shots, hitting on 3s. I managed to miss with half, but sustained hits are in effect. And hang on, I need to go and check the guided rules, because I can't remember if that gets boosted thanks to this. Yes, in fantastic news, as long as they've been guided, they get sustained hits too. So this will be this many shots. It is strength 8 versus 10.
Yep.
So we're looking at 5. So come on, a couple of 5s, please. That's what I got. I should have asked for more. So I got 2. They are -4 down to -3, but I assume he has a 4-up invulnerable.
Yep.
So let's see how many of these you can stop. 1 of them.
Damage?
4. It was worth it. You stopped 4 damage coming in. So we've got 4 more shots coming from the little drones that you can't see because I don't know where they are. These will be hitting on 4s, with 6s being great. 6s are great to put 2 of them back in. These will be 5s to wound. Got 2 wounds, -2.
This will be when you wound. So,
yay! Oh, I'm not happy. Now 3 shots from the smart missile system. Which misses? Oh no, that one hits. And this will be 6s to wound, twin-linked. Haha, got it! No minus.
2 up.
Damn it, I was hoping to get the sneaky one in. So now we're going to drop in the 12 shots from Gunny and Barrett, going up into the Swarmlord. This will be hitting on the big 3s. I'm looking for 6s. I got a 6, which puts those 2 back in, so I get 10 hits. Looking for 5s with a reroll. Okay. Okay, so that did not convert any extras, but that is 5 coming in at -1. No cover save due to the marker light on the Pathfinder squad, so 3s. 5 3-ups.
Nope.
So you take 4 damage there.
Okay.
Now it is 6 shots from their smart missile systems. There's the 6. So that just puts 2 back in because I hit with all the others. And these will be wounding on 6s and are twin linked, so I'm going to be fishing for more. Already got 3. So that is 4 that have come in. This is at no minus, so let's see some 2-ups. There's the 1. So you've lost another wound. So that's 5 wounds off him. I believe he's down to 3 now.
4.
Down to 4. Well, that's not terrible.
No, it's not.
If you hadn't re-rolled that one, he'd be dead now.
Yep.
So the Swarmlord is not feeling the best, but he is about to get shot by the Pathfinders. So there will be 2 shots of the rail guns coming in, hitting on the big old 5s. Yeah, boy! I could add them together. No, that's not how this game works. As much as I want addition to be the solution to this problem, addition is never the solution to any problem. So we're going to go straight. So we're going to go straight onto the Crisis versus the Exocrine. So you were thinking of playing a strat, were you not?
Well, I've got no CP now.
Oh, good. Well, there's a bonus. So we're going to start with Farside shooting into them, and just to say at the start here, there will be hazard tests to be taken. Oh, talking of which, I didn't do the hazard test on Cynthia. And I made it. So there's going to be 3 hazard tests to take on this Crisis once he shoots, but first we will start with Farside because he hasn't actually got to shoot his gun yet. So 2 shots, hitting on 2s. Sustained hits 2 does not apply here because he is not a guided unit, so 1 does because of carry on. It is strength 8 versus 10, so we've got 5s to look for. And it does not work. Well done, Farsight. I thought you were a good shot, but you weren't. Okay, so here we are. So this will be this many shots coming in, hitting on the big old 4s. 6s are wonderful. So we've got 2 6s. Go back in. Wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds, -2, 2 damage a pop.
5-ups. Do I get a cover save? Because you can't see all the base?
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Then, yes.
Mm.
So he's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm going to chop him. Now, are you ready for 3 hazardous tests for that output?
Just for the viewers, right? When we played this previously, you managed to score so many mortal wounds on yourself, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I think you might have got out your system. So can you, like, bring it back into your system, however this works? Can you do some pain to yourself, please?
I'll try.
Ah!
Failed. I mean, passed.
Yay!
Yay! There we are. That's 3 damage to myself to do no wounds to the exocrine. That feels good. So that is the end of my shooting phase. So now we're going to be going into the charge phase. Farsight has eyed up the back of this exocrine that he somehow managed to miss and wound. Well, he hit, but he did not manage to wound with his gun. So now he's going to charge in. We have measured it up. It is a 6-inch charge. That is a 12. He is definitely in there for the greater good.
Greater good.
Greater good. So just to let you know, I did actually manage to forget an ability the Farsight gives to his units, that if they are within 9 inches of the target, they get a +1 to wound against it. So I probably would have wounded that exocrine just a little bit more, but you know what? I'm a lazy man and I don't want to look back through the footage, and I'm hoping to chop him in the bum. So, from looking through Farsight's abilities, he also has an ability called the Aggressive Offensive, which means once per game he gets to reroll his hits and wound rolls against a target, which he will be doing against this exocrine with the Dawn Blade. So hitting on 2s. There we go. That is 4 hits. Be wounding on 4s. Re-rolling. He's already done half of it. But that's all he did. 6 damage. He's down to 2. 3 attacks. Hitting on the 5s. He misses with all of the things.
Yes, so 3 attacks will be on 3s, but it's now degraded, but I get the +1 because of it's wounded, so it's back to 3s, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, and then but I also now, because it's below half wounds, I get +1 to wound as well.
Oh, good, I'm glad about that.
Okay, so this will be 3s. Yay. Strength 7.
So be wounding on 3s, down to 2s. There's the 1.
So, no minus, 2 damage.
Okay, so 3 up. Made it with a 6. The crisis stand tall. And that actually is the end of my turn. I have done a fair bit of damage over to this exocrine, and I have got myself involved on the objective. You have an OC of 3, I believe, in the big guy.
Yes.
I think I might have an OC of 4 in total here, but I will have to go and check their data sheets. So I may have taken this objective from you, which will then get me storm hostile ground, but we will be back in a sec to confirm all of this. So unfortunately the exocrine has an orange county of 4, which means my Farsight and my Crisis together, which both have 2, means I am only contesting it. I have not taken it, which means I do not get to storm the enemy's stronghold, which is a shame for me in terms of point scoring. However, it does mean he won't be scoring that in the next battle round due to me standing on it and laughing at him going ha 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 ha. So now we're going to come at the end of the Tau turn 3, and it is looking pretty good for me in the sense of where I am positioned, and I have been scoring pretty well, but never ever count the Tyranids out. They hungry and ready to stab at any moment. So, at the start of the turn, we have Engage on all fronts, Cleanse, and Defend Stronghold. Defend Stronghold's a bit of a nasty one for you, because it means you can't just fall back and run away from your backfield objective now, because you kind of need to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Cleanse, what does it actually do? At the end of your turn, each objective marker that is not within your deployment zone that you control has one or more of these selected units within range is cleansed by your army. Okay. Cool, we'll see what happens if that comes up. And now on Engage on all fronts, you are not in 2 of the board edges at the moment, but you might be once you make some charges. So that one is definitely up for grabs. So let's see what can be done. In terms of recapping the movement, the Ravagers have moved up to take this objective and basically murderate this squad by here. The Screamer Killer can sense that Cynthia is the bigger threat, and wants to take that objective from me. The Swarm Lord, realising the Farsight might kill his best friend, Mr. Exocrine, has decided he's going to come down this hill and shoot and stab as much as he can. The cowardly Gene Stealer that passed its battle shock test quite comfortably is hiding behind a tactical rock and holding that middle objective. It's all to play for. Let's see how much destruction you can throw. So the Brimbugs are going to throw their mid-strength ability into Farsight and his Crisis Pal, which is D3 shots each.
Yep. So here you go. So
Got 6.
Hey, I need more dice. Sorry.
It's okay. Here are more dice for you, my friend.
So 3s. Oh, that was bad.
That was really bad at a crucial moment.
So strength 7, toughness 5, so 3s.
Yep, 3's the wound. 1 wound at -2, you said?
Yes.
So 4 up in vol. Made it for the greater good.
Greater good.
Greater good. Right, where else would you like to shoot? The Exocrine can't because he fell back.
Yep.
The Swarm Lord has a lot of shouty, stabby, spitty attacks, I believe.
Yep, they are auto hits as well.
And who are they going for?
They're going to go into them.
Yep, understandable. They are a big problem for you right now.
Yeah, okay. So D6 plus 3 shots. Please be okay.
1 wound, -1.
1.
Okay, so, and I'm guessing I'd get a cover save there.
Yep.
So this will be a 3 up. And I pass it with a 6.
Come on, Nids!
Boo, Swarm Lord. Boo, Exocrine, who ran away. Do you have any more shooting? I believe the Screamer Killer wants to scream at someone.
Screamer Killer is going into Cynthia.
Cynthia is ready to be shouted at.
So D6 plus 3 shots. Oh, you do it now.
So there's the big 8.
Yep.
How many more do you need?
2, please.
2 more dice.
Okay, so this is on 4s. Are you keen?
Not too bad.
Not too bad, no.
Okay, so we've got ourselves some wound rolls. He's toughness 9.
Okay, so this is 5s. So that's just 2, -2, please.
Okay, so with cover, because of the giant shoe
Yes.
in the way, so this will be a 3 up. I make them both. Stop rolling so well! Yeah, I don't know where this has come from. I've had nothing but bad luck lately.
I'll shoot the Raveners into those over there.
So the Raveners are going to shoot into the breaches with the Cadra Fireblade. They are quite terrified because, well, wouldn't you be if those things came up the ground and wanted to shoot you?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so 3 shots each, hitting on 4s. Oh, I appear to have picked up the bad dice.
You did?
So this is strength 4, so this will be 3s.
Yes, it will.
Right, okay, so a massive 3 at no minus, 1 damage each.
Okay, 4 ups. 1 is dead.
Yay!
So, your shooting phase has yielded you a dead breacher.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh.
Congratulations.
It was not a good time.
Okay, are you ready to consider charges? I'm guessing the Swarm Lord wants to charge. Oh, he's got no charge at the moment, is he?
Yeah, he's out of range. That's about 13 inches in a straight in.
Yeah, let alone the fact that he needs to come. He has to waddle down a hill.
Yes.
Which is hilarious considering he's the Lord of the Swarm.
Yes.
So we measured this up earlier. This is a 10-inch charge into Cynthia.
Yep.
Can it happen? Yes, it can. Bob the Builder. That is a 10.
Yeah,
Nice
boy.
one.
Yeah,
Right.
boy.
Eep.
And then the Raveners into the little boys there.
They are, I think, in. So we will move the models and begin the combat.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep. Come on, baby. Back it on up. Yes, the Screamer Killer is giving me all the booty first, hitting into the back of Cynthia.
Well, it makes sense. Well, it's back to back, isn't it?
Yes, the butt-to-butt combat. That typical fighting style.
Yes.
So you are playing 2, was it 2 stratagems?
Yes, so I'm going for massive impact first, so it's 66, and 4 plus means mortal wounds, and then I will be playing Rampaging Monstrosities, which means in my fight phase I get to reroll my failed hit rolls.
Well, that's delicious. Okay then, let's see some mortal wounds.
Let's not be as bad as the dice rolls earlier. Wow, that was 2 mortal wounds. Yay.
Okay, so 2 mortal wounds. I will keep a mark of how many wounds you have done over here, because I've forgotten how many she has. I think it's 14. Now, how many attacks does said Screamer Killer have to hit into my beloved Cynthia?
10.
10 attacks. Ah, easy.
Hitting on 3s, but as said, re-rolling.
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling, 10 attacks. Wow, you did not need to re-roll a lot.
No.
Good use of CP. Okay, damn it! Brilliant. Okay, so strength.
10.
Okay, so 3s to wound.
Come on! Oh! Dice fell out. Okay, so they all wounded.
So that's 9 wounds.
Yes.
3.
Minus
6,
2.
9. So this will be 4 ups.
Come on, Cynthia, die!
She's alright.
So,
It's 3 each,
12.
is it? So 12 with the other 2, that's 14.
Yeah.
I think Cynthia might be dead.
Yes!
Does Cynthia explode?
Yes!
No, she implodes. That is the end of Cynthia in one foul, stampy thing. That's like a pretty expensive model. 165 points of model.
145 the Screamy Killer is.
Yeah, it's not a bad trade.
That's a good trade.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So now we're going on to the Ravagers, who have 7 attacks each, so we're looking at 21 attacks coming in against my Gravessa Breaches. I feel they might not be long for this world. Let's see what they can do.
That's the one that keep fell out this way.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know how you managed to get them to bounce out of this tray. It's huge.
There are very few skills I have in this world. That seems to be one of them. Okay, so strength 5.
Is it like skimming stones, but more dicey?
I'm really good at that.
Yeah, I thought you might be.
So this would be 3s, but it's 28. So.
Rerolling.
Nah.
And there's a 1 there.
So what we got? 3, 6, 9 at -1, I believe. Yes.
Okay, so 5 ups.
Oh, they did.
So it's 1 damage each?
Yes.
How many left in my squad?
4.
Okay, so that's those 4 there, and then that's 3 damage to the
Gravessa.
what's his name? Fireblade. So yes, the entire squad is wiped. I could CP it and try to save one, which I probably should have done with Cynthia, but I didn't think about that. But I'm just going to let it happen. I feel that the Tyranids have deserved to murder this squad and add to their biomass. Congratulations to the Tyranids. But I believe that is the end of your turn.
Yes.
And let's go quickly over here to see what points you have scored. So you have not engaged on all fronts because you have to be wholly within my board edge by 3 inches, I believe, is what it says. Yes. So you have to be in my table quarter and more than 3 from any other table quarter.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So you won't be engaging. I don't know what was going on with Cleanse.
I think it was. You shooting for your sec one or more. Oh, I should have done something.
Congratulations. And Defend Stronghold, you've kind of run away from it. So you don't score any points there, but you have managed to kill the entirety of my right and flank at the back.
Yes.
So we've kind of, the board has pivoted a little bit, but we're going to go into the Tau turn 4 and see how many things I can kill going forward. So, in Tau, turn 4, I managed to score 5 on the primary. I have drawn some cards. I'm unlikely to make many of them, but hopefully I can take away the stronghold from my enemy. Gunny and Barrett have moved up to get a line of sight onto that Gene Stealer to hopefully kill it. My Pathfinders managed to fail their battle shock, but they've run around the corner to hopefully help with targeting both the Swarmlord and the Gene Stealer. I have had to give up on my back area because you have destroyed it with a Streamer Killer, which is quite
I'm still in shock for that, mate. I didn't think that would happen.
No, me neither. And Farsight and his Crisis Pal have jumped onto the objective, ready to fight forward and hopefully kill off this Exocrine and see how the game goes. Now, you were considering doing an Overwatch. Would you like to continue with said plan?
Yeah, let's do it. It's. I said it's silly, but you didn't agree with that.
I know, it's deeply troubling. That's nicely down the middle, so we're looking at 7 shots.
Yep.
Hitting on those big old 6s.
Oh, it's only 1.
Okay, 1, so wound on 3s.
Shit. I think it's a 3.
It's a 2! Ah! Yes! So, that didn't work. So, hooray. That is the end of the Overwatch period, and now it's time for me to go into the shooting period. So, after a long mulling period, I've decided that my Pathfinders are going to light up 2 targets for me. The first one they are going to light up is going to be the Gene Stealer. And this is going to be so this guy can hopefully die for under the hands of Gunny and Barrett, because if he's dead, then you're not holding that objective, and I don't think you have anything that you're going to be able to divert there to do it.
No.
And the other one is going to be at the Swarm Lord, because I'm afraid the Swarm Lord's going to run into my back and stab me horribly next turn, which means that I am relying on the combat capabilities of Farsight versus the Exocrine, which is a risky game, but we'll see how we go. So we're going to start off with the Pathfinders themselves, who are going to shoot into the Gene Stealers. So we're going to start with the 2 rail rifles, hitting on 5s. They haven't hit once this game, but they have now. It's strength 10.
Toughness 4.
Minus 4.
5 up invuln.
Okay. Nope. 3 damage. That is a dead Gene Stealer, meaning the Gunny and Barrett's target isn't there, so they're going to be receiving a -1 to shoot against another target, but who cares?
Yep.
They might as well, but they're going to shoot in a minute because they can see down the line of that Exocrine. So I'm going to do the Crisis next, shooting back into the Swarm Lord.
Makes sense.
However, I am not going to overcharge these weapons because I am genuinely terrified of killing myself at a crucial juncture.
You, sir, are no fun.
That's true. He's not wrong. However, this guy will now be hitting the Swarm Lord on 3s with 9 attacks. Okay, that's pretty good. And those 2 go back in, and because he's sustained... Because he was guided, that will be another 2 going in. His sustained hits 2. And this will be 7 on 10, so we're looking at 5s. And I don't think he's within 9 inches, so it's not going to be the +1 to wound. There we go, so we have 5 at, I think it's only -1.
Okay.
So 5 3-ups.
What's the damage in each of these?
Just the 1.
I feel really bad about this. Oh, takes 1.
So he takes 1, so he's down to 3.
Yep.
Now Farsight levels his plasma gun. 2 shots, hitting on 2s. Farsight manages to get the extra 2 shots. This is strength 8.
So 5s.
5s again. Get 1 through, it is -3. Onto his 4-up. He is dead. And you used your CP for Overwatch earlier. Your Swarm Lord has died to the shooting of the Tau. It was an actual tactical decision that paid off. Huzzah for me. Huzzah for the Tau. I'm very happy with how that's gone. I'm going to quickly check the distances now for the Exocrine getting shot by Gunny and Barrett, just to make sure that everything's in range. So I've checked the measurements, and Gunny and Barrett are in range with both of their missile options. So going with the high yield missile pods into the Exocrine, we have 12 shots, and they will be hitting on 5s. 5s, that was the word. I have just measured, and it appears that every single weapon that they have will be able to hit the Exocrine, but because it is not the guided unit, and is in fact a different unit, they will be hitting on 5s. So 12 shots, hitting on 5s, looking for 6s to explode. We did get a 6, and 2 5s, so we get 4 hits out of the 12. It's strength 7
Toughness 10.
on 10, so it's going to be 5s to wound, but re-rolling for it being twin-linked. So I've got 1 through so far. I got 3 through. It is -1. So, and you will get cover.
Yeah.
So this will be 3 2-ups, I believe.
It's got a 3-up base save.
Oh, okay, so 3 3-ups.
Yep. Come on.
Saved them all. So now we've got 6 shots of the 2 smart missile systems coming in. Oh, very nice. So 1, 2, 3 go back in. This will be wounding on 6s, but re-rolling for twin linked. 2 4. So 2 so far. Got another one. That's fantastic. So there we are. We've got 3 coming through. Again, no AP. Take 1 wound. You know what? I'll take it. That is great. So down a little bit, and now it is time to go into the charge phase, where the Crisis and the and Farsight are going to charge into the Exocrine and the Ripper. just because I think I can get into both. So Farside is raising the Dawnblade again to go into the Exocrine. We cannot get the rerolls this time, so we will be hitting on 2s. I do manage to drop one. And now it's looking for 4s. I got 2 6s, so this is at -2, so 2 5-ups to save against the Dawnblade.
Nope.
Nope, so that is 3 damage, that is a dead Exocrine. Does he explode and kill everything around him?
Oh,
no, he did not. And now the other attacks, if you don't mind going to the Ripper Swarm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because it's only 3 attacks, hitting on 5s, and none of them hit, so it's fine. The Ripper Swarm that could will live forever. So that is a dead Exocrine, and I have managed to take that objective from you.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic, because at the end of the turn, let us go over to scoring the cards. We have Storm Hostile Objective, and I will get 5 VP for doing that. I can't secure No Man's Land, really, because, well, hang on. At the end of your turn, if you control 2 or more objective markers, no, I don't have 2 in the centre, and extend battle lines. If you control 1 or more objective marker in your own deployment zone, I do not. So I will get the 5 VP for Storm Hostile Objective. You wanted to say something?
I was considering doing a move for them, which you can pick them up at the end of the enemy's turn, put them over there. But I think it would mean I get less points, so I'm not going to do it.
Okay, so that is the end of Tau, turn 4. We will be going into the Tyranids, turn 4 next. Let's see what they can do. Just as a bit of admin, he did actually score engage on all fronts in his turn 3, so he's got an extra 2 points there, which has meant he's got to draw another card, which is Storm...
Hostile Objective.
So he's storming the hostile objective, so he's going to try and nuke Farsight and his Crisis Pal, and hopefully take that objective from me. Okay, so as a quick recap for the movement phase, the Screamer Killer has run away from that objective. Does he just want to go back onto it because he doesn't need to run, or are you trying to hide a bit more?
He should be 3 inches away.
Okay, so as long as he's within 3 inches of that objective, he is holding that. Yeah, it might be a little bit closer. The Ravagers have decided to hide behind this chassis of a Titan, because there's no need for them to expose themselves to firepower now. They are doing exactly what they need to and holding that objective. Over in the back, the Brain Bugs have decided that they're not happy about seeing their pal get murdered. So they are, in fact, going to take down the Farsight and Crisis if they can.
I'm going to go for the big shots.
Okay, so 3 shots.
It's potentially a silly idea, but there we go.
Hitting on?
3s.
Okay, 3 shots, hitting on 3s. Hit with all.
Okay, so that is an auto wound.
Okay, very nice. And now wounding on 2s?
Yeah.
Or is it strength 9?
This
well,
this
okay.
is strength 12.
Okay.
I am going to CP one of them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 at -3, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 4-ups to make here. Make one, fail one. I'm going to CP that. And I still managed to fail it, so that is 1 D6 plus 1 shot, is it?
Yeah. So 3 wounds.
That's enough to kill
Just
off the
no kills.
Crisis.
Wow.
So it is just Farsight left holding this objective. And as soon as it came, the end of the Tyranids turn 4, they realised that charging Farsight with his Giganto Blade may not have been the best idea they've ever had, and he is eyeing them up, maybe, for the next turn to charge into their lines and just kill them off dead, because I'll be able to score at the end of this turn, at the start of this turn, which should get me 10 points, but we'll go and figure out all the points now, do the movement, and we'll come right back. So I've drawn my cards for this turn, and I've realised that I can't really do many of them, apart from I could probably engage on all fronts with a bit of movement shenanigans. So what I'm going to do, considering that I had 3 CP, I've spent 1, and I'm going to get rid of Extend Battle Lines, which gets me no prisoners. So if I can kill something, great. So I might be able to get a couple of extra points trying to kill those Brain Bugs. I don't think I can really see anything else, but it's worth a try. We'll see. So I advanced the battlesuits backwards with the broadsides, and they got a 1. So I spent a CP and got that to a 3, so they are now comfortably within this board edge. moved these guys forward 7 with their normal move, meaning that they're in this board edge, and Farsight has leapt over using his jetpack ready to fight the brain bugs. So I will be engaging on all fronts, and I'm hopefully going to do a little bit of damage to some bugs. So we're going to go straight into that. So I have 2 shots hitting on 2s. I hit with both. Strength 8 versus toughness 5, I believe.
Yep.
So it's going to be 3s to wound. Both wound, -3.
4 up invulns.
Okay, 2 4-up invulns. And drop the dice. So he failed the first one. And he passed the second, that's 3 damage. That is a dead brain bug, I believe.
Yes.
Excellent, and now we will be going swiftly into the charge phase. I need like a 3. Lucky for me, I got a 3. That was really close. So Farsight is in, and hopefully the Dawnblade can feast again on these bugs. And we're just going to keep going, because why not? So it's going to be 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. We drop 1. It's going to be wounding on 2s. Wounds with all. -2, so on to the 4-ups. 3 4-ups. So fail 1. So there's 1 bug left. Would you like to headbutt Farsight in the D?
Happen to have 2 dice, they've got 2 attacks each.
Okay.
On the 5s.
Easy.
Oh, yes! Spicy.
Excellent. So at the end of the Tau's turn, they have managed to score a fair few points. So we've got the engage on all fronts, which is 4 extra, I believe, by being in the 4 quadrants.
Yep.
I've already scored all the primaries that I can. Sadly, I did not get no prisoners, and I could not secure no man's land because simply I do not have enough units left on the table. So that is the end of my turn. We're going into the Tyranids' last turn to see what they can do as their last-ditch effort to try and claim this world from the Tau. So, at the end of the Tyranids' turn 5 movement phase, it has been decided that there is not much that they can do now. It is the end of the battle. They did manage to score some extra points through some shenanigans, but there is no way that they can win this battle. They scored 15 on the primary because you score at the end of the battle instead of at the start of the turn, which netted him 15 there. And he got +3 for...
oh god. I'll put it away now.
Oh!
Defense Stronghold.
For Defense Stronghold, he managed to take his own area, which gets him another 3. Let's do some maths on camera. So we have 10, 7, 10, 27, plus the 3 there, 30, 45. So we have a score of 64 to 45 in favour of the Tau. Although I feel nobody really won because we pretty much lost all of our army.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope that you've enjoyed this battle, guys. I had a lot of fun filming it, and it was very nice to do a little bit of a TNT battle. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, please go and check Rapid at
Rapid 40K.
Cool, and inventively, I am called Beanie40K on Instagram, so it'd be lovely if you could give me a follow. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel, and if you're feeling extra spicy, becoming a member would really help us out to be able to continue to grow this channel. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye!
Bye!